Hi guys, today we're going to talk about a new Daniel Smith colour that I got. So it is the Daniel Smith Iridescent Blue Silver. So I've been really loving this colour, especially for portraits, and I will show you some of my favourite mixes. I'll show you kind of how I'm overlaying it, so this won't be a full tutorial on faces. This is more of just how I used it in these faces, and there will be more face tutorials coming up. I didn't realise how much you guys like them, so there will be more, and I'll talk about that a bit later on. But I'm just showing you here that I switched out a couple of colours and I put the Iridescent Blue Silver and the Artgraf in this palette instead of the Nibs, Germain and Bluebell ended up in my mum's birthday palette, so I'll talk about that in a different video. But I'm just grabbing out the blue silver here and we'll just use it with this regular palette so that, you know, there's more room and everything. So the first thing I'm doing here is swatching it out on its own, and you can see that it's this really beautiful sort of blue-grey colour, and then when the light hits it just right, you get that really gorgeous shimmer. So you can see here I'm just preparing the palette, and this is a really good idea if you're going to mix, you know, quite a few different colours with the same colour. It's a really good idea just to put the same colour out several times on your palette, then you've just got it there prepared, you don't have to keep going back to it. So, but the first thing I'm doing here is just swatching it next to Kyanite. So you can see here the Kyanite on the right, and it is a Daniel Smith Genuine, so it's more expensive. It also has this gorgeous silver. I really love the the shimmer. I really love the Daniel Smith Genuine colour, but I think you can see here this is a really nice you know, alternative to the Kyanite. And also you don't have to have this blue silver, you can mix an indigo with pearl white. That's one of the reasons I love the pearl white, because you can just mix it with anything and you can get a really beautiful shimmer colour. So you can mix this with an indigo, or you can mix it with Daniel Smith Moonstone, or, you know, you could mix an indigo with pearl white and then add a touch of either like just a small touch of black or a graphite or something like that. Okay, so I just swatched the Daniel Smith Indigo underneath the blue silver. I really love the indigo, the Daniel Smith one, and the depth of the colour. So you can see that's sort of a shimmery version of the indigo, but I'm just mixing the two of them here together. I really love to mix colours that are very close and very similar on the colour wheel, and you get these really gorgeous sort of tertiary colours. And I'm just showing you here that I ended up with two little hearts in the half pan, so in the Cobalt Violet and the what's it called, the Wallace and Seymour one, the Chinabrese anyway. And then so what I'm doing now is mixing the Winsor & Newton Cobalt Violet with the Iridescent Blue Silver. I really love this mix. And I think sometimes the fun thing for me is getting these colours, and it helps me to think about like some different mixes that I wouldn't necessarily have thought. So then I can also show you, like, you can use your Cobalt Violet and mix it with a bit of indigo and pearl white to get a really, you know, pretty much the same thing, and it'll be really beautiful. So this one here is the, I think, is it the Winsor & Newton or the Caput Mortuum? I think it could be the Winsor & Newton and the Iridescent Blue Silver, and I really love this as well. So you'll see at the end where the when they're dry and the sparkle settles into them, they're really beautiful. Just creates a whole another dimension to the, you know, to the wash and to the artwork or any details that you might be creating. So these next three I kind of speed through them because they weren't really favourite mixes. So I mixed it with the Sedona, with the hematite is what I'm mixing it with now. That's just the regular hematite. And then I'm mixing it with the Schmincke Cobalt Turquoise. And again, I'm not really loving the three of these. So this is one of the good things about doing these swatch mixes is you can find ways that make the colours shine. And then, you know, I like to keep a little record of them so I can remember to go back and use those, you know, in particular projects. So I do really love this one. This is the blue silver with the Grumbacher titanium white. I really love the Grumbacher one because it's so creamy to re-wet, and so I recommend that any white that you use, you want to have that really creamy, easy to use white. So you can see there that it's kind of turned a smoky lavender blue grey type of a colour. And so then I am now mixing it with the Sugilite, and I do really like this combo as well. It's another soft one and just really pretty. And this would be really great to add shading or dimension or just a subtle bit of drama to a painting. Then I mixed it with another two that I took out here, I didn't show, and with the Sugilite. So I mixed it with the, after this one here, I mixed it with the Jaune Brilliant number 2, you'll see that on the left, and then the Terre Verte, Daniel Smith, on the right over on the right. Which I didn't love really as either. And then I am mixing it now with the Winsor & Newton Potter's Pink, which I absolutely love. This is a really, really stunning combination. You get this really soft, smoky mauve kind of colour, and it's really, really pretty. Okay, so I think this is the last mix that I create. So this is the Artgraf, and I have shown this in the palette video. I think the tiny palette video, the last tiny palette video, where I have cut out a little bit of that circle tin of the Artgraf, and I've put it in a half pan. So this is mixing it with that, and I really love this kind of blue black as well. It's really it's pretty, but it's just a really nice, unique color. Okay, so I know everyone is excited about the face portion of the tutorial, so we will get on with that. And like I said, this isn't a full face tutorial. I will have more of those coming, and I will also try and do some, so rather than just me sketching and doing it, I'll try and have some templates available in my Etsy shop. So I'm working on those at the minute. But for today, we're just gonna sort of go through the sketch. So I'm just giving you more of an overview of my process in this video, and I really didn't know that there'd be so much interest in these. So I got a question about, thanks Jill as well, I got a question about the mime in on Instagram, so like the French mime, and then I thought I was working in that sketchbook for the beach, and so I just flipped to that page and I started overlaying the blue silver on it and creating a little bit more contrast and depth there, and I really liked it. So I thought for this for the kind of demonstration portion of this video, I would just do a similar thing and just create a face very quickly and kind of do some overlaying. and just show you how I used the blue silver to glaze the face. So I think one of the problems with this is that I didn't really even have a direction to go in. I hadn't really thought about this at all. And so I just started sketching. And so the painting went through some wonky stages, and you know, you'll kind of see that, but it got there in the end. Again, it's just a little quick study. So to do a proper tutorial, I want to, you know, spend some more time and put some more thought and kind of effort into even the sketch and just every part of this. But again, you'll be able to see kind of the process. And so the first thing I'm doing here is just using the Watercolor Seymour Cinabrese and just, you know, starting to put the wash on the face. And I'm also, you can see I'm not doing it very dark, and I'm not doing it in all the areas. I'm leaving some highlights. Some artists, you know, they would consider this their lightest glaze, and they would just keep, you know, wash the whole face with this. But I really like to leave some areas of the page white. You can go back and darken any portion of the painting up at any time, but it is harder to lift. So I like to, you know, if you go back and watch the How Not to Overwork a Painting video, you can see how I work, and it's in very soft, subtle layers. So I just added some Potter's Pink to her cheeks there, and I chose Potter's Pink because it's not vibrant, and so it's just going to be a soft, more natural look. And then I think I'm using Sedona here for her hair, so like a burnt sienna. Again, portraits are not my forte. They are quite difficult for me, and even especially hair. So, you know, I do a few every now and then, but I really need to practice a lot more all of the aspects of it. So I've just popped some of the iridescent blue silver in for her eyes, and again, if this was a larger painting, I would do an underlayer and then just glaze little bits of this through her eyes as like little flecks, but this is quite small. It's probably only like 3 by 3, so it's just a very small painting. There's not like a lot of room to do a lot. So you can see here that already I'm starting to glaze the blue silver into her hair where there would be shadows, and also around her face. So there are not very many colours. This is quite a limited colour palette, especially for me. And so mainly the blue silver is what I'm using to make all the shadows, along with kind of the pencil helps to blend that in as well. You can see here that I struggled with the mouth, so I pulled that off several times actually before I came, to one that I was happy with. And what I mean is that I just kept lifting it and just putting water and lifting it and then waiting till it was dry and then repainting it. And I feel like at the end, this is the kind of perfect expression to sum up this year. It's a little bit, it's been such a struggle, I think, for all of us. So I think she kind of sums it up. A little bit of exhaustion, a little bit of bewilderment. And so the other thing that I did is put the flowers in her hair with the iridescent blue silver. And again, they could use some more glazes, but for some reason I lost some of the footage. So I just go back in here and I show you how to, just use the paint and then just put some paint on, rinse the brush out, and then use the brush with no paint on it just to move that pigment around. You don't need very much pigment. The whole purpose of the watercolor is to make it feel really transparent, and the water can give the painting a lot of movement. So you can see here that just in all the shadow places, under the neck, on the cheeks, under the fringe or the bangs, and then, you know, even in the hair, I'm just using this one color to create all of these shadows. So hopefully this gives you a bit more insight into how I would use this color and how I, you know, have been painting faces. So like I said, there will be more in-depth tutorials coming, and I'll make some, you know, PDFs that you can trace available if sketching is not your forte and you just want to be able to kind of put the outline on and just try painting. And so I think that's pretty much everything for this video. Let's see. So we were going to do like a whole, I feel like I've lost 2 weeks in November somewhere. So I wanted to do kind of the Festival of Colour and just get all the swatching done. But December's starting in basically a week. So I have the Winsor & Newton dot cards are already filmed, and they should be up hopefully tomorrow. And then after that, I am just gonna sort of higgledy-piggledy put up videos. I'm not really sure what's coming is what I'm trying to say until December. So our Festival of Colour will all go all the way through till January, I think, and I'll kind of do parts when I can. But for this week, I have a couple of videos. I have a whole junk journal one that I made about a year ago. It's a really nice video. It's very, very long, so I haven't finished quite editing and voiceovering and all that, but I need it off my phone for December, so I will try and get that done probably after the dot card one. And then once we go into December, I'm thinking we'll do the first week as so I wanted to do tinsel, but I think we'll do wreaths, garlands and tinsel. So the tinsel's going to be more like glitter, you know, adding glitter to everything. So we'll do wreaths and garlands and sprinkle that with tinsel, and then we will do a week of stars, and then we will do the 12 days of Christmas with a twist. So wish me luck in getting it all finished and organized, and I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow with the Winsor & Newton dot cards. I hope you enjoyed it. See you then. Bye.